Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 4th May. Journey through time of 4th May 2025 Sunday. Today that is 4th May highlight in history. 1626. Dutch explorer Peter Minuit arrives in New Netherlands, present-day Manhattan Island, aboard the Sea Mew. 1738. The Imperial Theatrical School, the first ballet school in Russia, is founded. 1776. Rhode Island becomes the first American colony to renounce allegiance to King George III. 1799. Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, the Battle of Seringapatam. The siege of Seringapatam ends when the city is invaded and Tipu Sultan killed by the besieging British army under the command of General George Harris. 1814. Emperor Napoleon arrives at Porto Ferreiro on the island of Elba to begin his exile. 1814. King Ferdinand VII abolishes the Spanish Constitution of 1812, returning Spain to absolutism. 1836. Formation of Ancient Order of Hibernians. 1859. The Cornwall Railway opens across the Royal Albert Bridge linking Devon and Cornwall in England. 1869. The 4-day naval battle of Hakodate begins. The newly formed Imperial Japanese Navy defeats the remnants of the Tokugawa shogunate navy in the Sea of Japan of the city of Hakodate, leading to the surrender of the Ejo Republic on May 17. 1871. The National Association, the first professional baseball league, opens its first session in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 1886. Haymarket Affair. In Chicago, United States, a homemade bomb is thrown at police officers trying to break up a labor rally, killing one officer. Ensuing gunfire leads to the deaths of a further 7 officers and 4 civilians. 1904. The United States begins construction of the Panama Canal. 1910. The Royal Canadian Navy is created. 1912. Italy occupies the Ottoman island of Rhodes. 1919. May 4th movement. Student demonstrations take place in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China, protesting the Treaty of Versailles, which transferred Chinese territory to Japan. 1926. The United Kingdom general strike begins. 1927. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is incorporated. 1932. Having been incarcerated at the Cook County Jail since his sentencing on October 24, 1931, mobster Al Capone is transferred to the federal penitentiary in Atlanta after the U.S. Supreme Court denies his appeal for conviction of tax evasion. 1942. World War II. The Battle of the Coral Sea begins with an attack by aircraft from the United States aircraft carrier USS Yorktown on Japanese naval forces at Tulagi Island in the Solomon Islands. The Japanese forces had invaded Tulagi the day before. 1945. World War II. Neuengamme concentration camp near Hamburg is liberated by the British Army. 1945. World War II. The German surrender at Lüneburg Heath is signed, coming into effect the following day. It encompasses all Wehrmacht units in the Netherlands Denmark, and Northwest Germany. 1946. In San Francisco Bay, US Marines from the nearby Treasure Island Naval Base stop a two-day riot at Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. 5 people are killed in the riot. 1949. The entire Torino football team, except for 2 players who did not take the trip, Souro Toma due to an injury and Renato Gandolfi because of coach request, is killed in a plane crash. 1953. Ernest Hemingway wins the Pulitzer Prize for The Old Man and the Sea. 1959. The first annual Grammy Awards are held. 1961. American Civil Rights Movement. The Freedom Riders begin a bus trip through the South. 1961. Malcolm Ross and Victor Prather attain a new altitude record for manned balloon flight ascending in the Stratolab 5 open gondola to 1,13,740 feet, 34.67 km. 1970. Vietnam War. Kent State shootings. The Ohio National Guard sent to Kent State University after disturbances in the city of Kent the weekend before opens fire, killing 4 unarmed students and wounding 9 others. The students were protesting the Cambodian campaign of the United States and South Vietnam. 1972. The Don't Make a Wave Committee, a fledgling environmental organization founded in Canada in 1971, officially changes its name to Greenpeace Foundation. 1973. The 108-story Sears Tower in Chicago is topped out at 1,451 feet, 442 meters as the world's tallest building. 1978. The South African Defence Force attacks a SWAPO base at Cassinga in southern Angola, killing about 600 people. 1979. Margaret Thatcher becomes the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. 1982. 20 sailors are killed when the British Type 42 destroyer HMS Sheffield is hit by an Argentinian Exocet missile during the Falklands War. 1988. The Pepcon disaster rocks Henderson, Nevada, as tons of space shuttle fuel detonate during a fire. 1989. Iran-Contra affair. Former White House aide Oliver North is convicted of 3 crimes and acquitted of 9 other charges. The convictions are later overturned on appeal. 1989. Space Shuttle Atlantis launches a mission STS-30 to deploy the Venus-bound Magellan space probe. 1990. Latvia declares independence from the Soviet Union. 1994. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and PLO leader Yasser Arafat sign a peace accord granting self-rule in the Gaza Strip and Jericho. 1998. A federal judge in Sacramento, California gives Unabomber Theodore Kaczynski 4 life sentences plus 30 years after Kaczynski accepts a plea agreement sparing him from the death penalty. 2000. Ken Livingstone becomes the first mayor of London, an office separate from that of the Lord Mayor of London. 2002. 103 people are killed and 51 are injured in a plane crash near Mallam Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano, Nigeria. 2007. Greensburg, Kansas is almost completely destroyed by the 2007 Greensburg tornado, a 1.7-mile wide EF5 tornado. It was the first ever tornado to be rated as such with the new enhanced Fujita scale. 2014, 3 people are killed and 62 injured in a pair of bombings on buses in Nairobi, Kenya. 2019, the inaugural all-female motorsport series W Series takes place at Hockenheimring Ring. The race was won by Jamie Chadwick, who would go on to become the inaugural season's champion. 2023, 9 people are killed and 13 injured in a spree shooting in Mladenovac and Smederevo, Serbia. It is the second mass shooting in the country in 2 days. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, share and subscribe.